What's going on, guys? It's Juraj back here with you from Sauna Digital, and today we're going to be diving into the exact processes we're using to go from $0 invested to over $84,000 a month in collected cash with new age marketing, so you can too. All right. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the exact outbound acquisition infrastructures, systems, and channels we're using and leveraging for ourselves and for our clients to basically keep hot, qualified people coming in to be DM set and then booked into a ready appointment and then hopping on the closing call, or our closers are hopping on, and how we're scaling at a really fast rate and how we've basically fully automated those processes and steps. So all we're having to do as owners and operators is get on sales calls or just really oversee our closers and our setters. So, this trip to Tulum I have coming up, it's basically going to be completely hands-off. We're just going to be collecting cash at a really high rate. And yeah, we're just going to be scaling, putting out more content assets like this, and going to be diving into really the behind the scenes of, like I said, exactly how we're going from $0 invested to over $84,000 a month with new age marketing so that you can do it too. Our whole goal is that you're able to implement these systems in real time, or at least go back, scrape what we're talking about, and build your own $1 million agency, right? Because what we're about to dive into today will literally help anyone that is at zero or is stuck at maybe at 10K, 20K bottleneck, be able to collect at least 3 times the amount of cash in the coming month by just automating this acquisition channel, right? And that's what we're doing for people at a high level. So you guys know, in full transparency, right? And so to dive in at a further level, who are we, right? Who am I? Why am I even credible to even talk about this? Like I said, my name's Juraj. I'm one of the founders of Sauna Digital, right? I partner with my boy, and together, we've scaled multiple agencies now in the online space, from a freelance copywriting agency to DM setting agency to a closers agency to SMMA, lead gen, right, to growth operating, right? And all we're doing now is basically putting every system that we've learned and mastered and plugging it into one agency that can be 100% automated, right? Because the idea is at scale, right? Like being at a run rate of over $1 million, what it really looks like is systems and people and VAs in place running the whole acquisition structure that is just it's just completely automated. So now when I'm in Tulum and I'm working out in the Tulum jungle gym and we're just collecting cash, all I have to do is just hop on meetings, manage my team, keep scaling, keep putting out content assets like this, and just worry about fulfillment, right? And the people we have coming on board, right? And that's what it looks like at a really high level, because you can't scale this space alone. Trust me, we've tried with multiple agencies. You can't scale the space alone. You need a team, you need automated systems, and you need actual infrastructures that work and are repeatable. And that's what we're going to be diving into, like I said, right? This is just part 1 of the series, and today we're just going to be diving into the outbound acquisition systems that we are using and that our clients are using as well. And they're working, right? Which is why we're sharing them and giving you guys the freshest knowledge on how we're going from $0 invested to over $84,000 a month, and how you can too, okay? And so the person that's going to be able to best leverage these systems in full transparency, so you don't waste your time, especially if you're already 4 minutes in, because I'm going to be rambling a little bit here. It's anyone in the online service-based industry. So if you have an offer over $3,000 or more, or you want to at least scale to that point, this is for you. So online consultants, SMMA guys, business consultants, marketing agencies, right? Growth operators, high ticket educators in the space, selling courses or mentorships, right? These systems are going to benefit you the most, okay? And at the end of each video, we're going to be providing the exact system in the form of some content assets and some lead magnets that you can have. Just reach out to us via Sauna Digital on Instagram, okay? And, let us know what video you saw and what assets you'd like, and we'll send them over to you, all right? Like I said, in full transparency, we're holding nothing back for you guys. okay? By implementing these simple systems, we are averaging at least one person can close at least 2 meetings a day themselves, right? Without having to, implement, like I'm going to talk about how when you implement teams, VAs, you hire the right people, how like infinitely scalable this acquisition structure is. But even if you're doing this by yourself, right, you're going to be able to send out at least 100 messages a day. That's 10 positive responses, right? And out of 10 positive responses, you'll probably book about like 7 or 8 people. Out of that, if you're tying them down properly and doing the frameworks right, you're going to be looking at probably about 2 closed deals per week, right? So even on a 2K offer, right, that's 2 sales per week. That's 4K cash collected, right? And then you're just going to times that by 4 weeks in a month. That's going to be $16,000, right, in cash collected per month. Just added to you, right? Just added to you, just for implementing some simple acquisition structures, right? And what it really looks like at a high level is what we're going to be diving into today. Okay, so in full transparency, so you guys know exactly where we're at and where we're starting. Because like I said, we're implementing this and documenting these videos in real time. We're starting by leveraging the clients we already have within our growth operating and growth partner agency. And we're implementing the new automated systems that we've created, right? We're implementing them to ourselves, and we're also implementing them into our clients as well, because it's that universal. Like everybody needs to automate their acquisition systems, right? So don't worry, we need more clients as well. And just so you know, these can be utilized to grow from absolutely 0 clients. So you have no excuse. And you literally don't need any overhead for at least the first 14 days. But make sure you wrap your brain around this before you launch all the free trials at once. Because if you do leverage these systems properly, like I said, you will be in a position to collect over $10,000 a month by just leveraging these systems, right? And then it's a no-brainer for you to backfill and buy the pro version of all these systems, right? So for now, on our end, we're going to be plugging these exact systems we're going over today into our online day trading coach, a creative directing agency, and our own offers, right, that we got going on, okay? So the automated system, right, over the next couple of weeks, we'll be going in depth over the following systems and how we will be automating the entire process of each so it's as passive as possible. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I have a trip to Tulum coming up, and I also might plan a trip to Africa with my boy Dan. And it's just like, I want to be able to know that the agency's running at a really high level without me, right? And that's the only way as well how you're going to build a sellable asset and a scalable asset that could get an exit from somebody, right? Or that could actually build EBITDA and be sellable in the long run, right? And like either way, even if you're not trying to like sell your business, right? How do you build it in a way where it doesn't need you? Like you aren't the bottleneck, right? You can remove yourself, and then it just operates at a really high level. It just collects cash, right? And everyone's making money. Like what does that look like, right? And that's what we're going to be diving into, because that's exactly what we are creating and teaching others how to create as well, right? So these systems that we're going to be going over, right, and fully automating are going to be from the DM setting process, the copywriting, the cold outreach, ads, staffing, softwares, closing, and basically every single nuance of each in depth, really unveiling the curtain for you guys and what it really looks like from top of funnel, right, from getting the leads to nurturing to closing, whole 9 yards, right, and holding nothing back in full transparency with you guys, right? The emphasis here in this series, in this video, is automation, right? The question is, how can we automate the absolute most without lacking on the product, okay? So the system of today is going to be our outbound acquisition infrastructure, right, that we're using, and it's producing us just kind of crazy results, which is why we're sharing it, right? We're going out here and testing it, implementing it, and then we're coming bringing it back to you guys that are actually listening and paying attention, so you can also be on a run rate to produce over $1 million a year with your agency or with your high ticket offer, right? As we know, for any business to survive, it needs leads, like a constant surplus of leads. That's what it really takes, right? And so how can we automate outreach to our exact ICP and target audience so we don't have to spend hours a day anymore sending Instagram DMs, sending outreach, right? Hopping on, doing cold call. No. How do we automate that complete process, right? The idea here is to get as many eyes as possible on our offers and start booking appointments so we can start closing more deals, right? And that's the exact processes that we're solving for ourselves and that we're solving for other people at a really high level. And so if you want these systems, right, one, keep watching this video. Like I said, I hope you scrape this, plug it in, build your own $1 million agency. But if you want us to do it for you, make sure you reach out to us because we are looking for 3 more people to come on and do this at a really high level with us and collect more cash than they've seen probably in the last 3 or 4 months with their high ticket offer. All right. And so the softwares we found that are going to basically automate your outbound acquisition systems, right, are going to be leveraging Phantom Buster, an IG bot, a Facebook Messenger bot, and Messenger Organizer, right? The goal here, once I dive into them, right, is to leverage the free trial. Free trial. Leverage the free trial to acquire some leads, right? And then go close the deals on the leads you acquired from using these tools that we're about to go over. And then take the money, buy the pro version of these systems, and scale, right? It's exactly what we're doing, right? You close them within the trial period, and then you pay for the softwares moving forward. That means 0 money upfront, 0 money out. So like I said, you can use these systems to go from 0, literally, to over $84,000 a month at scale, which is what I'm about to break down, right? So what it really looks like, right? I have the slides presented for you, but I want to break it down. I like Lucid a lot, right? And I also have the iPad here that I'm going to leverage here in a second. So if you're paying attention and taking notes, right, screenshot this. This is what it really looks like. So this is the outbound outreach SOP, right? What you're going to do, step 1, is you're going to find targeted leads. Find a targeted lead source, right? Your leads are out there, and they're all in a community together, and you need to go find them, right? Whether that's Facebook groups, LinkedIn, or IG, right? You're going to plug those people into Phantom Buster, right? Where you're going to scrape the leads and names for the targeted group or profile, right? So this is what it looks like, right? Phantom Buster, you're going to log in, you're going to set it up, right? You're going to implement the extensions. But here's what you can do, right? You can scrape leads from a LinkedIn post. You can connect and send follow-up messages, right? You can connect with profiles from a LinkedIn search, right? The main thing we're leveraging right now is Facebook group members, right? You're able to export their full data, right? You can leverage a Facebook group. So let's say we go to Facebook, we go to groups, right? And let's say, we're trying to leverage, online coaches and consultants, like I said. This is actually one of the groups that we leverage. And it's just targeted people, right? You find your ICP and people that want your offer and have what you need, right? You take their information, you plug it into a Facebook group, you hit use now, right? You connect your Facebook, boom, you hit save, you know what I'm saying? And then you plug in the group URL, just like this, hit boom, copy, paste, save, and then, you're going to extract. Right now I'm just doing 10 at a time, but you can do 500, right? That's ideal because that'll give you enough people to scrape and implement into your system as the time goes on, right? Numbers of group per launch, just 1 this time. You're going to save. It's going to export the people, right? And it's going to look like this. It's going to say, 10 members extracted, successful authentication. You're going to have just lead info, right? Their group, their name, their Facebook profile, whole 9 yards, basic public info, but all in one place, right? And so then what you're going to do, right? That's how you use step 1, step 2. You find a group of your target audience, and you plug them into Phantom Buster. You scrape the leads, right? You take the scraped leads list and then you plug it into the IG bot or Messenger bot, right? Because like I said, you have the ability over here on Phantom Buster to leverage, right? Let me see. Like I said, you can leverage Instagram, right? Instagram followers collectors, Instagram auto commenters. So like if people in the space are always commenting on like Alex Hormozi's post, right? You can use Phantom Buster to scrape those people's info and scrape that stuff, right? And then you're gonna go right here. I'm gonna show you guys the exact bot I'm using, right? The Messenger bot, right? You're going to download it from Google Chrome extension, and you're gonna go to bots. You're gonna create a bot, right? You're gonna enter bot name. Let's call it Yorks Leads 1. And then you're able to implement a normal message or just a personalized message, a CSV of the outro, the intro, right? Not the outro, the intro of your DM setting framework that your VAs can leverage, right? And basically what you're doing is you're sending mass outreach, completely automated, right? You're going to upload the leads list, right? You're going to insert the Facebook profiles from the leads you just scraped, right? And then you're going to set up delays, right? Because you don't want the accounts to get shut down, right? You want to look like an active person is sending out these DMs, making it look real, because Meta has protocols in place to shut down bot accounts, right, and bot activity. So what this does is allow it to not look like bot activity, which is why I really like this Messenger bot a lot, because it allows you to implement these delays, right? And so on average, you say that 16, let's say like 15 to 20 mark delay between DMs. Pause after every 10 messages, because you're only able to send out 10 messages per hour per account. Or you start to go in that spam folder, right? Which is why a lot of people get ghosted and stop getting a really bad response rate, right? With their outbound scripts. It's not that it doesn't work. It's that people can't see what you're sending them because Instagram has flagged you for just mass outreach, right? So you're going to set up these delays, and then you're going to hit launch, right? You're going to hit launch, and what you're going to do next, right, is basically sit back and wait for positive responses, right? That's going to run completely automated, and you saw how fast I did it. It doesn't take long. This maybe takes a person about 20 minutes a day to set up and optimize and scrape maybe just a new group, plug in new followers, right? And one VA, which is what we're going to dive into next, is like how you actually like scale this in an automated way. One VA can manage up to 5 to 10 Facebook accounts, and each account can send 10 per hour. And if you have them run the bot for 8 to 10 hours, let's make it easy numbers. They run it for 10 hours. That's 100 messages, but they're doing it across 5 accounts. That's 500 messages a day for one VA at a 10% opt-in rate, right? I have the numbers right here. 100 per day at a 10% opt-in rate. That's 500 per week, having them work Monday through Friday, right? That's 50 positive responses on a 15%. These are all industry average numbers. Ours are a little higher personally, based on the scripts we're using and the people we're hiring, leveraging new age marketers, leveraging our network, right? And leveraging the frameworks that we found proven to work, right? And if you want all these, I go over these in previous videos, but if you want these assets, make sure you reach out to us. We'll send them over to you guys, right? So industry average, if we're booking rate at a 15%, it's going to be 8 qualified sales calls with the show up rate of 85% with our nurture system we use. It's going to be 7 qualified sales calls, right? And that's going to be 2 closes, all right? And this is a week, right? So if one person can leverage these systems, right, and do 100 per day, and that's just with one account, right? And like I said, a VA can manage 5 accounts, right? All you do is just increase the amount of opportunities you're having, right, and the amount of closes. Our current offer price is $7,000 for implementation and consulting, and the cash collected on just these simple numbers, right? Simple numbers, and I'll talk to you about like our real numbers here in a minute. Just some simple numbers. That's 2 sales per week on a $7,000 offer. That's $14,000 a week. That's $56,000 a month, right? And like I said, this is one person leveraging 100 a day outreach on 10 positive responses, right? So if one VA can manage 5 accounts, and all you're doing is just times everything by 5, like literally, that's 10 closes a week coming from a 7K offer. That's $70,000, right? Like, I hope that makes sense. Okay? Because I like to overthink it myself. As you can see, I was trying to break it down. My mind started racing. But it's really that simple, right? So like at scale, and right now we have 3 people, each leveraging 5 accounts. So at scale, like you're going to have a surplus of meetings coming in, right? Which is why we're looking for closers. We're looking for more setters. We're looking for more people because we're really breaking the acquisition infrastructure as we speak, right? And you can leverage this as well because everything that I mentioned today has free trials, right? So Phantom Buster, use your free trial, max it out, right? The Messenger bot, free trial, max it out, right? And then what we haven't talked about yet is how you're going to store the leads, right, as they're coming in, because they're going to be sending out outreach from your profile. So having to go like scroll through leads, it's just like, it's brutal. It's brutal, right? You're going to leverage Messenger Organizer. You're going to download it as a Chrome extension as well. In here, this is going to be your CRM to track people where they're at in the stages of the pipeline. If it was a positive response, mark it. That way, you know, whether it's you or your VAs you hire, right, they're able to go in, use these systems, and mark them where they're at, right? And then once they get booked over, you can set up a Zapier connection of the lead getting booked and moving into a go high level pipeline that you can oversee basically all of these systems from the top down, right? So basically you can just plug and play, like I was showing you guys. You can plug and play VAs, growth specialists for you to just scale out of your offer, right? And we have the hiring and managing, kind of overworking SOPs right there. And then the KPI trackers we leverage that, you know, our VAs, appointment setters, and closers all have to use and check in with us at the end of the day just to make sure that they're on point with their KPIs as they're new and as we're implementing this, right? Eventually you scale out and you're just kind of overviewing them about once a week once they know their job and they're doing their task at a really high level, right? And that's really what it looks like, right? You're going to have the IG bot, you're going to have the Messenger bot, right, to mass message Facebook leads. Same thing with Instagram, right? All we did was type in our niches for our offer and for our clients. And then now we have a lead pool on Facebook as well that are waiting for us to help them, right? So ideally, you're finding people that are already in a group of something that you're talking about and have a problem that, you know, for a fact that you can solve, right? If you're an SMA scaling real estate agents, you can jump into these real estate groups and pitch, right? Not pitch in the group, but pitch targeted outbound messages tailored to that audience, right? And like I said, if you want our outreach framework that's getting higher than a 10% opt-in rate, reach out to us. We'll send it to you, and we'll break you down kind of how we're using our structure and framework to do this at a really high level, right? And then Messenger Organizer, you have the CRM, right? So we created an outbound script for all 3 offers, and then we're using Messenger Organizer, and then we use Messenger Organizer to store all the leads in one place, right? That are coming in from them opting in from the bot and the leads we scrape from Phantom, right? We already broke down Phantom. We don't need to dive into that. And so basically our outbound script, right? Our outbound script for each of our clients and ourselves align directly with our ICP's pain points, okay? So avoid, at all costs, avoid saying, hey, name. Like everyone in the industry is doing that, okay? Lead with an actionable, like they need to respond, right? Not like, hey, name, we do this. Like that's what everyone's doing. You have to be different, right? So what we did is we created a benefit-driven outbound message, and the CTA should be Could I Tell You More? And literally, I could pop up my DMs here if I could figure that out. It's literally like people just saying, yeah, like tell me more. I'm interested, right? And that's how it should be, right? Especially when you know what you have to offer, right? And so now that we have the leads coming in from implementing these simple acquisition systems and structures, right? And I want to make sure I just hit on everything before I keep moving forward, right? I talked about all these steps, and like I said, screenshot this. You're going to go step 1, you're going to find a targeted lead source. Step 2, you're going to plug them into Phantom. Step 3, you're going to take the scrape leads list, plug it into the bot, plus the opener of the script, right? Then you're going to set delays on the bot so it doesn't get banned and it looks like a real account. Oh, step 5, you also have the ability to follow 50 new accounts per day of targeted people, right? That's another way to increase the amount of people you're putting your offer in front of, and how many targeted people are viewing your content assets you're putting out and opting in for your lead magnet, right? Because you need to create an ecosystem, right? Step 6, nurture conversation. Step 7, book appointment. Step 8, close. And if you haven't noticed already, I've already talked about how you can automate all of these systems, right? Like I said, we broke down how you can basically hire and manage people to do all of this, because all the way through step probably 7, a VA can do, right? Or an appointment setter. And then from there, you're either training a closer or a growth specialist to hop on, close people, and just scale at a really high level, right? And I hope that makes sense, because the more you can just increase these overall KPIs, the more you'll just start to break the acquisition system, get on a ton of sales meetings, collect a fuck ton of cash, all right? So now that we have leads coming in, now that we have a lead source that is working for us 24/7 around the clock, bringing in interested leads of our exact ICP, what's next, and what I just talked about, is we need to nurture and appointment set these interested leads, right? So what we did personally is we reached out to one of our best setters in our network, Juraj, and we got him on board for 10% commission. And now, once we get the scripts down for each client and ourselves, he'll be ready for, the exact appointment setting process to do at a high level, right? And we're bringing on some other people from my network that we're leveraging, and some more people that reached out to us for the appointment setting role. We really want to throw just fire on the gasoline right now and just hit the gas, because this right here is what's going to help you collect just a fuck ton of cash this year, right? Like, this one acquisition channel can help you collect a fuck ton of cash. Not to mention ads, not to mention inbound, right? Like, this is just one acquisition channel that we're leveraging, okay? So next week, we're going to be diving into the setting framework. We're going to be going over how we craft our setting scripts and the framework behind it for both inbound and our new outbound leads coming in. And we're going to break down how to talk in both a high leverage and a low leverage position to make sure that you're booking, ideally, 90% of qualified leads are getting booked straight up, right? And then we'll also go over how we're tracking our bottlenecks, like I talked to you about in our KPI trackers, and just how we're tracking bottlenecks, in our appointment setting process, and how we're fixing them instantly, and what it really looks like, all right? And so how to follow us along this journey. I hope today was valuable. You can subscribe here on YouTube and follow us on Instagram at Sauna Digital to just continue to follow the journey in real time, right? The videos of this process will be uploaded weekly, and then we're clipping them down across our platforms, right? But reach out to us on IG to receive the full backend strategy and frameworks that we went over today, so you can plug them into your offer. And I hope that makes sense, how this can be step 1 and you going from $0 to $84,000 a month. And especially if you're, 30 minutes deep, right? That means you're locked, and, that means you already have step 1 of what it already takes to go to the next level, right? Because people that clicked out this video, I hate to say it, but they probably won't succeed, because what I just broke down today is actually one of the most effective ways to literally leverage automation for free up front to put your offer in front of targeted people, put people you're helping scale in front of targeted people, and like straight up just like and just take off, right? Like have sales meetings coming in for your offer, right? And so we also want to lean out to you guys that are still here. You know, if you're a setter, closer, or a growth specialist, growth expert, we have offers to plug you into. And we're scaling at a really fast level. So reach out to us on Instagram as well. And, you know, we'll plug you in where we can. We aren't charging anything. All we ask is that you have a skill set and or you're ready to come learn one, right? Because we'll teach you up and teach you how to be a killer. But you already have to have that killer instinct. You know what I'm saying? And we have a really good vetting process of making sure that our network is one of the best on the internet right now. All right, so outside of that, you know, let's make some money together. And if you're interested on how you can implement these or how we can implement these for you, make sure you reach out to us and we'll hop on a call and point you in the right direction and see if it makes sense for us to come on and help. Because, like I said, this is targeted for certain people, and right now we're focused on luxury markets. And that's the leads we have coming in, right? And so we're on a run rate right now of collecting over $80,000 this month. So, like I said, we're just documenting the process. So appreciate you guys tuning in for episode 1 here and part 1 of the series. Who knows how long this is going to go on. Outside of that, you know, we'll see you guys at the top.